Hello friends, welcome back to Education Connect channel. Today we're gonna discuss about dynamic mapping class. So in previous session we have discussed about this, right? Data transfer task, forward center task, synchronization task, replication task, mapping task. Okay, and we're gonna discuss about this dynamic mapping class today. So dynamic mapping class it allows you to design a mapping that adapts to various sources, targets, or transformation logic without requiring extensive rework, which is nothing but if we let's say you have a different target tables. Okay, all these tables are residing in different databases. Okay, and you need to gather all the details. Okay, you need to take all this as a source and you want to load it in a single target table. So let's assume it is in a snowflake table. Okay, but you have a different tables which is from Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQL Server. So from different sources, you want to load it into a single target. So how we can load it? Or if you want to load in a not in a single target, in a different targets. So you are getting. Let me explain you clearly. So here. So as I said, you are if you have a different target and different target sources from different sorry, you have a different table sources from different servers. Okay, so normally how we will do to achieve this scenario. So if you want to load one from table from one server to another server, which is nothing but to another target table. So we create a mapping, right? Here we will select source as a Oracle and target as a Snowflake target table. And for that we will create one mapping. And for the same scenario, SQL Server also will create one mapping from SQL Server as a source table to as a target table. So in that way we will be creating four mappings, right? So instead of this creating multiple mappings for a simple table load, so what we can do is we can create one dynamic mapping task. So before that we should create one mapping. It's just source and target. That's it. In the source we have to give source and source connections and source object as a parameter. So if we define parameter here in the source connection and let's say here we have a target table, right? Okay, so we have a source. All these are our sources. Let me write here. These are all sources, and here these are all targets. Okay, so we'll be normally we have to create four mappings for to load the tables into from source to the target table, right? So here in dynamic mapping, we'll create one source and target mapping. Okay, in source we'll be creating source as a parameter and source object as a parameter, and as well as in target table as a target connection as parameter and target object as a parameter. So in that way it doesn't mean that it doesn't Informatica doesn't care. So it will look for the source connection and source object. That's it. So we can define any connection values in the parameter, right? So in one simple one mapping, we can do the multiple jobs. So this is all about dynamic mapping task. So let's create one now and let's see how it will work. So create a mapping first. So I'll name it as a dynamic mapping task. Okay. So here source, I'll keep it as a parameter, both connection and new parameter. I'll select this as new parameter src underscore connection. Okay, which is nothing but source connection. and select here connection type as we have a different connections here. ODBC, SCP, SQL Server, Web Server, MySQL, Microsoft Dynamics, MSS, even we have the flat files. Okay, and we have Oracle, even FTP also. So these are all the different connections are there. So if we have the sources coming from these different servers, then we can select. Okay. So I'm just for the demo purpose, I'm selecting Oracle. Allow parameter to be override runtime. Yes. Okay. And source type, it's a parameter. Even this is also object is also passing it as a parameter. This is source object. Okay. So here you can see the type is data object. So allow parameter to be override at runtime. Runtime, whatever the value we provide, so that will be override. So this is about source and target as well. Let us create target new parameter pgt underscore connection. So type is connection and the connection type is Oracle. Okay, and this is also parameter, new parameter pgt underscore object allow parameter. Okay. So what we are doing, we can select the operations here. We are inserting. Okay. So you don't have to do any field mappings, nothing. Just create one simple mapping. Save it. So now what we will do, we'll use this mapping in the dynamic mapping task. So select the dynamic mapping task, create. So let it be like this one, dynamic mapping task. And the runtime environment and select the mapping. So we have created, right? Yeah, dynamic mapping. And so the mapping should be valid, then only we can proceed further. Now click on next. Here you can see the parameters tab is there. All these are all these connections are local only. Okay. And parameter value, this value we can select in each job. Okay. So yeah, next, click on next. Now we have to define the jobs here. So click on plus symbol. So it will create one job here. This is enable and this is group. So here job one, no group has been set. It is saying no group has been set. Here we have to define the group as well. So what I'll do, I'll keep it as a one. So this we will define later. First, let's go with the source connections. So here we have to give the parameters value. Source connection is a source oracle and source object will get all the list of objects here. So what I'll do, I'll just I need to load employee. Okay, and target is target, or you can select yeah, since we have selected it is oracle as our target, right? The parameter section. So here you will get only the oracle connections. So in the target, either you should have a target table. Okay. So what I'll do, t underscore employee. So this is one, and I need one more one, right? So I'll select another job. Click on this source. So object is company. Target is target connection, and the object is t underscore company. Yeah, T underscore company. So this is job flow. So in this way, you can have multiple jobs, and here you need to create, you have to define the groups for each job, like which job it has to run first. Okay, it's like giving priority to your jobs. So click on here. So first order one is one, group name is group one. So here if you see, if you select on this, you will get option. So this is as group one. Okay. So job one is assigned to group one, and you want to assign this job to as well as to the group two, you can assign it, or else uh, you have a scenario like first job one is to load, then job three needs to load, and then job two should load. So in that way, what you can do, assign group one to job one, job three, then assign group two to job two. So in that way, first it will run job one, job three, then it will run the job two. So you can just create this based on the your scenario. So group two, I'll assign job two to group two. So that's it. So now you can see all the red marks has been gone since the defining the jobs here is in a correct manner. Now click on next. So these are all basic details. Save it. So now if you see the dynamic mapping task is added. Now what we'll do, we'll run this. First before this, let's check is there any data in the T underscore location? No, company, right? T underscore employee and T underscore company. So we have records here. Let me truncate all this. So we have all this. So we don't have any data in here. Company is done and T underscore employees. So we have data and truncating. So now we don't have any data in both the tables. Okay, we don't have any data. Now what we can do, now let us run this job and see how the jobs will run. So if you see, click on this task one here, dynamic mapping task is running. Okay, let it start. It is in queue. It's running now. Now if you can see, if you see here, so the job one is completed. Now job two is in queue. To refresh, still it is in queue. So now it is running. So in this way, you can check the status of your job, whether they are getting succeeded or failed. So you can track here itself. So it got succeeded, total 10 plus 5, 15. You can see the total status of this job. Success rows are 15. Okay. So now you can see 15 rows has been loaded. You check here, employees. So company has been loaded. EMPLOYES. Don't see data here. So that is job one, right? But here you can see the file records have been loaded. The underscore employee. new drop process. So the data is not loaded in this. Let's click on this. Affected rows of 5. Okay, T underscore employee. That's it. There is no yes. So if you see, the data is loaded. 10 records and 5 records. 10 records. T underscore employee. The company, we have 10 records. Here, EMPLOYE employee. Name, department, location, employee ID. Name, department, location, employee ID. So Rajesh Raju. Yeah, it got loaded 2 times. So it came with the duplicates. Okay. So what you can do, you can just in the job one itself, we can here we have defined the mapping, right? Here we can uh, add some more transformation, like once it got read the data from the source, and then before that we can use here expression transformations, okay, or sorter to remove the duplicate records. So in that way we can run this dynamic mapping, okay. So this is a detailed document. So you just go through this and let me know if you have any doubts. So this is all about dynamic mapping task, and in the tomorrow session we will come up with a new topic. Okay. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button and please support me in this way. Thank you for watching my videos. We'll catch up in the next session, guys.